And we go racing here at Marina Bay. Decent start there from Rob off the line. We look at one of the Williams there at the back. They're trying to make a move here, but it's going to be Rob in towards the first corner to try and build a bit of a gap here. It's Chestnut Gaming. That is Williams there of Curbs having a look at the inside there as he tries to challenge the Ferrari, I believe, emphatic. They head their way down Raffles Boulevard for the first time of this Grand Prix, and Chestnut is just trying to bridge that gap. He didn't have the best start, he didn't have the best launch of traction of those 5 red lights, and he's already a little bit behind, but he's already trying to find a rhythm, but a little bit of a wide moment there, and Curbs is now sensing a bit of an opportunity here in the early stages. He's scented in blood already after this half a lap of racing, but this is starting to really close up, and now the drivers are going to have to build their rhythm up.
Had a fantastic battle, and it's side by side here for Safso and Matty D. Safso down the inside on those softer tyres, really starting to make them work. But here comes Matty D straight back at him with the straight line speed, but just tucks in behind. Ere Guri wanted to go around the outside now of the McLaren as they go through the right-hander. The Red Bull just getting past Matty D, starting to slip down 2 positions now. Curbs up at the front of the grid, though, has got past Chesnoid Gaming. He's up into P2 as they headed into the chicane, rounding the final few corners to complete lap 1 here. Rob has a 1.8 second lead. Curbs behind him. Chesnoid will hold P3, but Infratic just holding P4 for now.
Towards Raffles, teammate here of Infratic is making that move there on Chestnut Gaming. He's got the straight line speed with that drag reduction system and floating around the outside there of the Haas F1 car. That's a brilliant move there from Infratic, and he's just going a little bit too deep there, allowing the opportunity for Chestnut to try and slip back through here. But battles galore here in this sprint race, and this is what we love to see. This is why we introduced the sprint race integrated series of Safso. Heads up the inside here. It produces brilliant racing, and you're seeing it right here, right now on your screens.
Turned on here in these sprint races, so that all could come to an end if we see someone end up in a wall prematurely. Infratic goes down the inside of the Williams. Curbs will have to settle for P3 for now. The Ferrari driver up to P2 after a dominant display in the F2 sprint race earlier on, going near the back to the front of the grid, finishing P2 there. He's up to P2 in the F1. Alex Gillen, though, and Tom97 still going at it. Alex Gillen just trying to defend from Tom97 indeed, and this is Haas versus McLaren. Round 2, who had an incident just a few moments ago. That's why he's dropped all the way down. But Ere Guri getting past Safso once again, up to P3 for himself. Razin Shai as well getting past Curbs for P5 in that Aston Martin. You see in the background of your shot there, the Aston Martin and the Williams going side by side very momentarily. But Razin Shai managing to hold on to the position for now. Curbs will have to just do his best to try and hold on. But the question I'm asking here, Adam, is how long is Safso's soft tyres going to hold on? When is that changeover point for the medium going to come into effect?
His own little issues in the last couple of races. Yellow in sector 1, and that is a DNF there for one of our drivers. I think that's one of the Alpha Towers. I can't quite see it on my screen. Into the pits comes one of. Oh, we've had a bit of a moment, in fact, from one of the Red Bulls getting back onto. Gillis, thank you very much in my ears. But Razin Shai really looking for a move back here on the Portuguese driver, looking around the outside here. He's got the inside line here for turn number 7. They go hard on the brakes here, really get that Formula 1 car slow right down, but Infratic's not having any of it. He wants to stay in Formula 1, and he wants to having a reason to stay in the top flight of the F1 Creator Series in motorsport terms. He was unstoppable in F2, and for the first time, he is unstoppable in F1. What's up, Robert? Wins the sprint race here in Marina Bay, and the fireworks will be saved for the main race. But that is some brilliant stuff for the Alpha Tauri, and some incredible results. They come through over the line. El Rey Guri, the Spaniard, comes home for second. Razin Shai just keeps his position there in P3 ahead of Infratic and Sasso and Meraki. A brilliant fight back there from, I believe it was 12th on the grid. Some really incredible stuff there. And that really gears us up for the main race we have in a couple of minutes' time.
Tim and Marley just in front of him as Safso does go fastest with a 1:28.6 for himself. So about 3.5 tenths quicker than EME was. Recon goes into P3, but Tom 97, as we expected at the start, a fantastic qualifying lap for themselves. Alex Gillen slotting into P3 as well, a 1:28.8. But just a moment of appreciation, Tom 97, 1:28.222 to take current provisional pole.
Really good stuff there. That is an absolutely barnstorming lap there already. But the Alfa Romeo now goes quicker of M Sky Z, so he's really stamping his authority on this qualifying session.
The checkered flag is being waved. Curbs and B-Roy will not be able to improve. B-Roy not being able to set a lap at all here in Singapore, and that will mean Tom will have to go from P19 to P1, or at least they will be hoping to, but rounding the final few corners, here is the Alfa Romeo. What can M Sky Z do? It was an improvement through the sectors, and it's a 1:27.9 for themselves, but Tom 97 out of nowhere, a 1:27.8 for themselves. It's the McLaren that takes pole position, and who else is still starting to challenge? Across the line comes Rob. He won't improve from P10. This is starting to fire up very, very quickly indeed. Alex Gillen, I believe, will next to cross the line. Actually, it'll be Safso that'll be next to cross the line. He's in P3 at the moment. What can he do as he comes across the line? He heads into the pits. It's not going to be an improvement for the Alpine driver, but Alex Gillen waving his way through the final few corners. A little bit of a kick out there in the penultimate corner. Round the left hand as they go in the Haas. Can they take top spot? No, they can't. Razin Chai will take third. Alex Gillen will have to hold on for fourth.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant stuff here. We look at the Aston Martin here. Over the timing beam we go. And that is a really, really good position there to put themselves up into 8th for ME13 Gaming, one of our reserve drivers. What about Matty D13? Puts himself up into 13th, I believe. And there is Hayden Gillis to round off the grid. He put in P14 in the end.
We've got 3, we've got 4, we've got 5 red lights, and for the Creator Series, we go racing in Singapore. Tom 97 and M Sky Z get a fantastic pull away, but down the inside comes Alex Gillen, already trying to make moves on El Rey Guri and Meraki Malik, but Tom 97 will lead this race away. M Sky Z will hold to P2, Meraki P3, further back Alex Gillen will hold to P4 after a fantastic start from the Haas driver. El Rey Guri in P5, Razin P6, it looks like Tom already up 4 positions, up to P16 for himself in the Alpine. A fantastic start, but here comes Meraki down the inside on those softer tyres. He's up into P2 now.
It's just going to be produced very, very soon. We ride on board now with a Williams racing driver looking to the outside and going defensive in the Spanish resident. But a little bit of a switch back here. Will he be able to do it? A little bit of a twitch there from the McLaren. Sees the Williams fly past. They go past the Singapore Flyer. That was a flyer move from Meraki off the 5 red lights. And after lap 1, leads the Singapore Grand Prix.
In the F1 cars, but look at this, Rob and Team at Marduk battling it out, but they're going 3 wide up at the front. Alex Gillen and M Sky Z getting past Tom 97 here as they almost went 3 wide, and Tom 97 miraculously and sensibly backed out. It's Safso and El Rey Guri in the background, who are also going 2 by 2. The Alpine driver just holding on to P5, but Tom 97 in the space in a lap and a half has gone from leading this race all the way down to P4.
Next section of corners, and in fact he's actually got past the Haas, so that is a crucial part of the race, and that has now allowed the Alfa Romeo to go through here on Gillen. That's going to be an absolute race changer here, TK.
It will indeed. M Sky Z eventually managed to get past Alex Gillen. M Sky Z, of course, on those medium tyres, so maybe they're starting to fire up a little more than we were expecting. Alex Gillen, of course, dropping off, but will stay within that DRS range, and this battle allows Safso to start to draw closer. The gap now down to 1.1 seconds between the Alpine and the Haas, but El Rey Guri, we're being told he's spun further back. The Red Bull driver, he's lost his front wing as well. He's down to 10th place. It's a collision with Infratic that caused all that, and now Tom, getting down the inside of the Red Bull racing driver, is back within the top 10 after a start from the back. Tom is just handed a free point, and now El Rey Guri will start to fall down the order, and surely a pit stopping coming for them. It is indeed DRS open for the Alfa Romeo here. He's in the slipstream of the Williams as well. He moves to the left-hand side, and I think before the braking zone even matters, they're side by side, but the Alfa Romeo is through. He's got to be careful not to go deep, and a textbook overtake there by MSkyZ to take control of the lead of the race. Meraki on the dying soft tyres will just have to settle for second place. But we've got a safety car out on track. No one's DNF from this race. Surely someone further back has got damage. We'll wait and see what we can find out about that, but Bert Mylander, for the first time in this race, has been called out into action, and we will see a nullification of the race grid, and that is B-Roy with no front wing. We're being told the race car came out from debris, of course, on the circuit, but this surely is a lifeline for our soft runners here, Adam.
But we go green here, we go racing, and we're now unleashed from that safety car, and it's now down to our leader of MSkyZ, who's going to have a look and see how long he can defend for. But already Alex Gillen is right up the tail. He's like Tom Cat chasing down Jerry Mouse, who's stole a little bit of cheese, and of course Tom Cat is looking to try and gobble him up for his breakfast.
Up to P8, Hayden Gullis, team at Marnik, looking to have a fight for P12, but this is where we're watching at the moment as Alex Gillen sends it down the inside. The inside becomes the outside. Meraki has the inside. They're going to go 3 wide here towards the final corner. Meraki will hold on to the lead of this race. It was pushed wide. MSkyZ pushed wide by Alex Gillen. That opened the door for the Williams driver. Meraki now leads this race. Tom97 up to P2 as well. It's gone from bad to worse from MSkyZ, leading the race a couple of corners ago, and now down to P4. We'll just have to stay and watch as things stand. Yellow flags being thrown in sector 2. That looks like one of the Mercedes has gone round, but Alex Gillen won't care about that. For now, he dives down the inside to retake control of the lead of this race. He'll take toll, and Tom in the Alpine will get past Razinchai up to P5. We've been told Elray's had a little bit of a spin further back. The Rebel Racing driver looks to have all of his front wing intact, but a real setback here for himself. So as you see, I think Tom97 falling down the order. He's into the pit lane then, deciding to get off of those harder tyres. The McLaren onto a fresh set of the mediums, running till the end, pretty much guaranteed for himself. But we're being told the medium runners, Meraki and Alex, at the lead of this race, will be in puncture range in about lap 56-57. So an interesting attempt here. Could they see the one stop till the end, or will one of them take the plunge, jump in for a set of softs right at the end? It's doable, but whether or not they'll make it is another question entirely. And then just further behind him, he's got Tom, who's on the attack for the other Tom. Matty D, though, has retired from the session, and that is safety car number 2. And it couldn't have come pretty much at a worse time for Tom97 after he decided to get those hard tyres off. The safety car will give our front runners essentially a free pit stop here. Alex Gillen and Meraki dive into the pits. I reckon we'll see the top 6 all dive into the pits here, all of them on 28 lap old tyres, of course, and I reckon Sasso might actually be able to benefit somewhat from these guys heading into the pits. Potentially not from the front 2, obviously Alex Gillen and Meraki, but the drivers behind him, he'll be able to jump a couple of them with them heading into the pit lane. It's fresh mediums here for Alex Gillen and Meraki, so they will see them out till the end of this race with 22 laps of racing remaining here, Adam. Before puncture territory and into the pits, there comes Meraki once again. Is that AI pitting? I think that is his AI boxing. You can see the frustration there in the face of Meraki, but in it comes the Williams, who was in P2 at one point in this race, will come into the pits for a second time in 2 laps. And what tyre will he be put on? It's the soft tyre, which will last. But this is going to be an interesting uphill battle all the way for Meraki here as a first priority if he wants to try and challenge Gillen. But Gillen does decide to launch a little bit early before they head through the last chicane, and he catches Sasso a little bit napping, a little bit of a kick out there from Alpine number 1 as they head through the final couple of corners. Alex Gillen will get this race restarted, and then the double Alpines in the top 4 following just swiftly behind. Tom97 will just have to tuck in for the time being, but MSkyZ in P5 on those harder tyres could be a bit of a roadblock for the likes of Razinchai and Infratic Fratic further behind, of course, newly on medium tyres, but Alex Gillen continuing to make through. Meraki already trying to make up positions, but being denied at the first time of asking by Fly By Night, and he'll just have to try and battle even harder for P15 at the back there.
I think Fly By Night just having a great time just being there amongst the F1 grid here. He's like a rookie Oliver Behrman, just wanting to get involved in the action, but despite having a lot of experience. Oh, that's just appeared on my screen, and Curbs retired from the race. Another safety car. How is this going to play into the hands of everyone here? This is going to be spicy here when we approach those last couple of laps here of racing.
As they approach the final few corners here, and again launches out of that chicane through the double left-hander, and it's the Haas that leads us away. Caught Safso napping once again just a little bit, and this could allow Tom 97 to try and catch up. Ere Guri gets a penalty further back for track limits warnings, but through the first set of corners, Alex Gillen navigating this absolutely expertly as they run down to start lap 46 of 62 here.
Yeah, for sure. He got a good launch there, but he's not fully away from Sasso and Tom. And I wonder if the McLaren is going to make that opportunity. I believe he's on the inside here, and Tom 97 does manage to get through. That's going to be a critical move there made by the McLaren. A very, very fast driver, and I'm sure that he's going to go for the lead. But how quickly is he going to be able to gain on Mr. Gillen? Gillen in the mud, it's a phrase from Team Armada. Well, he's not in the mud at the minute, but he's currently still leading the race with a maximum of 25 points, heading in the way of the Haas F1 driver. 5 on toward that famous Raffles Boulevard. The top speed they reached about almost 200 miles an hour, and side by side on Raffles Boulevard is Tom going to get through, and he does, up into the podium spot. And especially when you've got your first race in that rig, it's a super competitive race. It's going to be very interesting as we now see up the inside. Now goes Razin Shai, and that Alfa Romeo putting in a stonking move here on Tom 97. My error on Tom in the Alpine. It just looks like he just hasn't got any pace anymore.
And this is going to be an interesting matter. The first DRS zone effectively coming up now. The rear wing opens on the McLaren. He's burning what battery he has available. Will he go for it early? Down towards turn number 7. He backs out on this occasion. The McLaren just choosing not to make it as the early stages of lap 62. Very, very slowly through the corner is Gillen. He might be struggling on tyres as they run through the left-hander. Tom 97, who's been sat behind for lap after lap after lap, just waiting his opportunity, waiting for his moment to come as they go through the left-hander of turn 9 now, through the through the right-hander of 11 and 12, down towards 13. It's still Alex Gillen in control. He's got essentially 2 more opportunities to try and make it stick, and this is one of them as they run up towards the right-hander of turn 14. Tom looked to the inside, made sure he's looked in the mirrors, but couldn't make it stick this time around. He locks up ever so slightly. The McLaren will just have to wait another day. This is surely the final opportunity now. The rear light flashing, less than 10% available for the McLaren. It's going to be surely Alex Gillen that could just hold on the run down towards turn 18 here in the Singapore Grand Prix as they round the final corner. Alex Gillen gets the win, and Tom 97 will have to settle for P2.
It's a superb result there for Gillen, and Tom 97 just falls short. He had a valiant effort, but I think the tyres were just a little bit too worn out. They had done their work, and by the time Tom was ready to get that move done, he unfortunately just he wasn't able to make it happen. Unfortunately there, M Sky Z will take some crucial points in the Drivers' Championship there. P3 meaning 18 points there for our runner-up, and I believe that could be sending him up into the lead of the Drivers' Championship. A big result there, and that could see a massive in-swing. I'm not sure if it will be, because Team Armada, I think, finished in 9th place. Meraki did crash it across the line, but it will still count into his original spot. But wow, that was a very tense fight at the end of the race there.